Oh, shit! Get on your feet!
This is culturally inappropriate.
You see it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Mentor is coming. Jesse Mentor, the former Los Angeles Chargers defensive coordinator, officially announced earlier today as the fourth head coach in Baltimore Ravens franchise history. Ted Marchibroda, offensive background. Brian Billup, offensive background. Won a Super Bowl in his first 5 years. John Harbaugh, special teams. We talk about what tree does this coach come from? Which tree does that coach come from? The Andy Reid coaching tree. Wins a Super Bowl in his first 5 years. Jesse Mentor is the first, surprisingly, head coach in Ravens history to have a defensive background. He brings his defensive acumen from the University of Michigan, from his time in Baltimore originally, to this past 2 years out in LA, to the Baltimore Ravens. What's going on, everybody? Yours truly, God's favorite host. It is still Thursday, January 22nd, 2026, here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place giving you sports how you want it, when you need it. Your home for Baltimore Ravens coverage. If you're in the chat right now, I want to vote. I want to hear you vote on that poll. How do you feel about this hire? Is it a safe hire? Do you like the hire? Do you hate the hire? Jesse Mentor's coming to Baltimore. Kind of a lot of us had an idea he was one of the favorites from the start. I want to hear from you in the chat. Hit the thumbs up. Best way to support what we do. You can super chat us. You can also hit the Cash App. It is down below in the ticker. Each one of you checking in, I know it's late, but we are going to rock out and get it done. Little backstory. As we get ready for Snowmageddon here on the East Coast. If you know, you know. And as I'm going throughout my day-to-day, I'm going throughout my daily travels, got to go to the store, got to make sure your affairs are in order. They're calling for this amount of snow and ice and cold temperatures. And, the news comes out. And I always say, doing what we do here, creating content, doing the YouTube, doing the podcast, breaking news never comes at a time where you're able to break the news. You're always doing something else. You're busy, you're doing your day-to-day life, you're with your family, you're working, you have prior obligations. And that's where I found myself at today. Hence why I'm coming to you here today at almost midnight on your Thursdays. We're home. We're in the man cave. We're going to rock out. We're going to talk about this front, back, side to side, and all around. I know everybody's been talking about it, but sit back, relax. Best for last. I promise you won't be disappointed on the content we're going to bring. As you can see in the title, did the Ravens panic? Will this safe hire work? Yes, it's a safe hire. They're familiar with the gentleman. He comes from the Harbaugh's tree. He's been with the organization before. And it's going to be interesting to see what he brings to Baltimore. Now, we got all the statements. We got all the news and notes. Ravens management, former players. Let's start with Mentor. Let's start with Mentor's statement. We'll go to his statement. We'll listen to what the brother had to say. and we'll talk about it. Let's bring up Mentor's statement. He says, I quote, I am truly honored to serve as the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. This is an organization whose values, culture, and tradition of excellence reflect everything I believe about the game of football and how it should be played. My family and I are thrilled to join the Ravens flock, and we can't wait to make the fans, the great city of Baltimore and Maryland, proud. Head coach Jesse Mentor. That is his opening statement. And let's get into the story, courtesy of ESPN. Jamison Hensley. The Ravens announced they hired Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Mentor to be their new head coach, replacing the guy who started with and working with John Harbaugh. He is receiving a 5-year contract. Remember, Bisciotti said he will give grace. He will give time. I just talked about the two coaches previously who won Super Bowls, John Harbaugh, Brian Billick. Both did it within their first 5 years. The expectation is on Mentor. It's not a 3 or 4 year project. It's not a 3 or 4 year build. This team is ready to win a Super Bowl now. I don't want to hear about 2, 3 years from now. And the Ravens like what they like, just like in dating. They like what they like. They like who they like. They have a type. And Jesse Mentor fits that type. You know, he's not going to ruffle too many feathers, in my opinion, in management. He's going to go along with the status quo. He's going to do what is asked from Steve Bisciotti, Eric DeCosta. I'm guessing Lamar Jackson had some sort of approval on his brother. Mentor has been a defensive coordinator of Jim Harbaugh for the past 4 seasons. He was with them at Michigan from 2022 to 2023, with the Chargers 2024 to 2025. His first job came in the NFL with John Harbaugh in Baltimore, where he was a defensive assistant from 2017 to 2020. He says, and I quote, I'm truly honored to serve as the Baltimore Ravens head coach. This is an organization whose values, culture, and traditions of excellence reflect everything I believe about the game of football and how it should be played. Now, the hiring of Mentor, who has been considered the front runner 16 days ago after the Ravens fired Harbaugh, who is the Ravens' all-time winningest coach, the Ravens interviewed, listen to this, 16 candidates. And, I hear that, I see that, and I'm like, okay, if you interviewed 16 people, 17 people, whatever, and you didn't interview Clint Kubiak, who we'll get to in a second, because I think with the Ravens not hiring Clint Kubiak, I think he could be with the divisional rival who is black and yellow. Let me know how you feel about that. Remember where you heard it first. This ain't breaking no news. I don't have any insiders. I don't have any sources. T- I think Clint Kubiak with this hire, he will be the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. Now that pisses me off because I wanted Clint Kubiak. I wanted someone who could maximize what we could do with Lamar Jackson in his prime on the offensive side of the ball. This is where the NFL has been headed. Young, innovative, offensive-minded coaches. You get your veteran, proven defensive coordinator, and you go to work. But over this hiring cycle, we've seen Jeff Hafley, Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator in Miami. Now Jesse Mentor, the defensive coordinator with the Chargers here in Baltimore. We can't forget Mike McDonald with the Ravens, who went to the Seahawks, one game away from the Super Bowl in the NFC Championship. They actually were together in Baltimore with John Harbaugh. And a lot of people, like I said, wanted Harbaugh to go after that AFC Championship game, where they wanted Mike McDonald to take over. Now, the Ravens weren't going to fire Harbaugh after that and hire an unproven guy, but we're hoping the same for Jesse Mentor. Is the league now switching to getting that defensive mind? Because we've seen with teams like the Texans, we see with teams like the Broncos, we see with teams like the Patriots. We see what these teams are doing in the Final Four. Obviously, if you look at the Final Four, you got the Seahawks, one of the best defenses in the league. You got the Broncos, one of the best defenses in the league. Texans were just there last week. The Ravens concluded this meticulous search with Mentor, Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator, former Raven Anthony Weaver, and Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator Joe Brady. So to only pick, 4 people out of the final count of 16. I don't like that. There were reports that Mentor was going to Cleveland. There was reports that Mentor was going to Vegas. Patience is a virtue, ladies and gentlemen. We've heard that. We've heard the saying. Whether you go to church every Sunday or you've never been to church a day in your life, we've heard patience is a virtue. You can't panic and jump on the first thing you see. You can't just get flustered and say, oh, we got to make this man a coach. I think they did not do their due diligence by not looking and talking to individuals who are still playing. Clint Kubiak again, in my opinion, the offensive coordinator with the Seattle Seahawks. And honestly, defensive coordinator Don Shula, grandson or Ben Shula, grandson of Don Shula, with the Rams, the defensive coordinator with them. I'm surprised he didn't talk to them. They did talk to the pass game coordinator with the Rams, but I don't think he is a guy that's going to be a coach. He's maybe looking to level up into an offensive coordinator. But if those were your final guys, if you guys listen to this program, I was a big proponent of Joe Brady. Look at what he did at LSU, one of the greatest college teams of all time. Look at what he's done with Buffalo. Look at what he's done with a quarterback in Josh Allen, someone who's very similar to Lamar Jackson. Now, he runs a little bit more than Lamar. He takes more punishment, but he has a bigger body frame. He can do that. So we get it. But when you look at this, with the head coach in place, the offensive coordinator is now the most important hire this regime can make. There are reports that the Baltimore Ravens players want Cliff Kingsbury. I'm hearing Brian Daboll is also in the mix. Remember, Josh Allen had his best career year with Brian Daboll as his OC, with Stephon Diggs also too. Don't forget that. Do we get a situation where Cliff Kingsbury come in? Do we get a situation where Brian Daboll comes in? Cliff Kingsbury doesn't run the ball sometimes. Brian Daboll, I feel like Brian Daboll is a good OC, and I feel like Cliff Kingsbury is a good OC. But if the players are going for Cliff Kingsbury and Mentor wants to bring him in, that is going to be something I'm very intrigued to hear. Let's also hear from Jesse Mentor. I'll read that statement and I'll get back to the story. We are thrilled to announce an agreement with Jesse Mentor to be the fourth head coach in Baltimore Ravens history. Jesse is a strong leader who possesses a brilliant football mind and a spirit that will resonate with our players and fan base alike. Jesse comes from a football family with success at every level of the sport, and we are confident with success at every level of the sport that he is the right coach to lead the Ravens forward. Congratulations to Jesse and his wife Rachel and the entire Mentor family. It's time to get to work. Again, General Manager Eric DeCosta. Now, there are some Ravens who overlap with Mentor. Only 7 Ravens remain who played for this team when Jesse Mentor was on the coaching staff in 2020. Marlon Humphrey is the only defensive player. Mark Andrews, Marlon Humphrey, Tyler Huntley, Lamar Jackson, Nick Moore, Patrick Ricard, and Ronnie Stanley. Mentor, 42, becomes the fourth head coach in a 31-year history. And the priority for Mentor will be to stop the Ravens from underperforming in the playoffs and connecting with quarterback Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP. Now, they are familiar with each other. This goes back to 2018 when the rookie worked with him as a scout team quarterback for the first half of the season. So they do have some sort of history together. He's known for his leadership ability, cool-headed temperament, Mentor becomes the first Ravens head coach whose expertise comes from defense. As I mentioned, Ted Montrobroda and Brian Billick were offensive guys. Brian Billick won the Super Bowl in his first 5 years. Harbaugh, special teams guy from the Andy Reid coaching tree, won the Super Bowl in his first 5 years as well. The Chargers with Mentor got at the NFL's 5th-ranked defense, 285.2 yards per game. 2024, they were number 1 in fewest points allowed at 17.7 per game. He took over the league's worst defenses, one of them in 2024 with the then coach Brandon Staley with the Chargers. They were 30th in yards, 5.7 yards per play, 24.8 points per game, 134 rushing yards per game. Over the last 2 years, Mentor, they're second in QBR allowed with 50, third in points with 18.9, and seventh in yards per play with 5.2. The Ravens, who struggled with their defense, they were 24th last year, 354.5 yards per game. The third time in the past 25 years that the Ravens defense finished a season ranked 20th or worse. So anybody that knows anything about the Ravens, they hang their hats on defense. So let's look at that again. The third time in the past 25 years, the Ravens defense finished a season ranked 20th or worse. He understands the culture. He was with them in 2017 and 2018. Then he became the assistant defensive back coach in 2019. The defensive back coach in 2020, they were sixth in pass defense at 221 yards per game and second and third down conversion rate at 34% as well. So that'll be interesting to see as well. Since drafting Jackson in 2018, Baltimore's won 86 games, third most in the NFL over that span. 8 seasons with Jackson. Harbaugh managed only 3 victories in the postseason, and the Ravens never advanced past the AFC Championship game. Harbaugh left Baltimore with 193 wins, the all-time winningest coach in history, Super Bowl title in 2012. The Chargers now have to replace not only Jesse Minter on defense, Greg Roman on offense was replaced by Mike McDaniel from the Dolphins. Minter becomes the fifth head coach hired this season. John Harbaugh, former Ravens coach with the Giants, Kevin Stefanski goes to Atlanta, Robert Saleh goes to Tennessee, and Jeff Hafley going to the Dolphins. I mentioned the trend of defensive coaches. Jeff Hafley, he was a coach at Boston College, defensive coordinator with the Packers. They were really, really good. He's going to bring physicality. He's going to try to eliminate the persona of the Dolphins being soft. We know Robert Saleh, what he can do with the Jets. Yeah, Zach Wilson. That's what fucked him over. But the defensive with the 49ers, the injuries, the lack of talent with the injuries, the play that they had. Take away the game last week, we know they got washed. They got walloped. They got shellacked. But he's great. You can see he's a player's coach. They play for him. So you look at Robert Saleh, Jeff Hafley, and Jesse Minter, 3 defensive-minded coaches. 2 out of the 3 Hafley and Minter, young defensive minds who have never been head coaches at the NFL level. So that's going to be interesting to see, because when you're a coach, it's not just about calling plays on defense. It's not just about putting in the right personnel. It's about being the CEO, being a leader of men. How do you handle clock management? How do you handle your lineups? How do you handle certain situations when a game arises? Do we go for fourth down? Do we kick a field goal? These are things I'm going to be looking at. When we have a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, how are we protecting that lead? Are we running the football? Defensively, what are we doing on the back end, communication-wise, so guys aren't running free wide open? These are things I'm going to be looking at there. Now, we did hear from some of his former players. Tony Jefferson, former Raven, says, "I'm proud of you, bro. Go kill it. Well-deserved, my guy." Here's Steve Bisciotti. Bisciotti talking about Jesse was impressive throughout an incredibly thorough interview process, if you want to call it thorough. Felt like he was the guy all along. And like I said, they jumped on the first opportunity to get. It's safe. It's familiar. It's what they're used to. It's from the Harbaugh tree. He's going to fit into their culture, which they think everything is so great in. And he's going to pretty much, honestly, do some of the same things we're familiar with. We'll see how he handles the media. We'll see what he does in those moments, which you cannot prepare for until you actually experience them as a coach. That is going to be the key. And like I said, the offensive coordinator hire is just as important as the coaching hire. He clearly understands the values, high expectations, and history of the Ravens, and he has great vision for the future. Jesse's football acumen is outstanding, and that's been proven by his impact he's made throughout his entire coaching career. He is also a leader who will authentically connect with our players and inspire them to championship levels. I want to stop there real quick. I'm intrigued to see what he does with certain players on his defense. What does he do with a Kyle Hamilton, the Swiss Army knife, one of the best players at his position? How does he come around and maximize what he can do? Mike Green, we saw what he did with Oweh. Oweh had no sacks here. He goes to LA. He gets multiple sacks, double-digit sacks. Maybe he's going to make himself a lot of money this offseason. He's worked with Derwin James. He's worked with other players, Khalil Mack. How does he work with a Nate Wiggins? How does he work with a Travis Jones? How does he work with a Teddy Buchanan? How does he maximize these individuals? Because it comes down to coaching. Steve Bisciotti even said it himself. I'll continue on. I want to thank Eric DaCosta, Sashi Brown, and our entire selection committee for the work they poured into this process. It's clear to us that Jesse is a special talent who has what it takes to lead us as the head coach of the Ravens. I watched Eric work closely with John Harbaugh for years. It was evident how excited he and Sashi are now to partner with Jesse as our organization strives to chase championships. Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti. We'll see. That time will tell. But this hire has to work. If it doesn't, it sets you back 10 years minimum, at least. Now, we do got some sound from the brother. I know Roger's backstage. I want to hear from the brother, kind of see the philosophy he has on the football field. Let me play that real quick, and then we'll get into Raj and get his thoughts. But Jesse Minter, 4th head coach in Ravens history. Safe hire, yes. Did they panic? Yes. Not talking to Clint Kubiak is a major red flag, but we'll see how it plays out. Let's hear from Jesse Minter real quick.
Hey, let's play a little football. I always knew like I wanted to be around this game. I wanted to be around the locker room. I wanted to be around a team. I think there's something so special about football itself. The sacrifice, the commitment, the bringing people together to achieve. Having a really good culture. I think I learned this here as much as anywhere. But when the guys have a shared understanding of how we want to play, it's not necessarily what we do, it's how we play. Culture, to me, it's like everybody in the building has a shared understanding of what the expectations are. In my opinion, it's clear and it's concise. Me and my staff, we got to be the example of how we want this place to operate. Side view, don't even break stride. Vertical, vertical, vertical. Run through it. Good. Press the line of scrimmage. Get downhill. Woo! They're striking people over here. To me, it's one I want them to turn on the tape and talk about how hard we play. Do we play really, really hard? Do we destruct blockers? Like, do we dominate the line of scrimmage? Do we dominate players on the perimeter from a physical standpoint? Do we attack the football? And do we communicate at a level that allows us to play at the level we need to play at? Talk, talk, talk. You got to feel me as the center.
Yes, sir.
Skinnier, skinnier, skinnier.
If I feel that push on me, if I feel you only get skinny, if I
get
feel
skinny.
something tugging against me,
Yeah.
get skinny.
If you don't, and you know the center's away, now you can be
forgive.
violent as hell
Yes,
on that
sir.
hip.
That makes sense.
Make sense? DP, hey, good right there. Good job.
Pass on to the field.
But ultimately, when you turn on the tape, it's about how your guys play when the ball snaps. Making it about everybody. It's never about you. It's about the group. With group success comes individual success for everybody involved.
There you see it right there, real quick. And when we say safe, doesn't mean bad. You know, safe doesn't mean bad. We say it in wrestling, we say it with things. Safe doesn't mean bad. Predictable doesn't mean bad. This could work out really well. I still think the Ravens are going to probably still win double-digit games next year because that's what they do. Lamar Jackson wins games, 86 wins since becoming their quarterback, third most in the NFL over that span. They're going to win games. But the question is not about the regular season. The question is not about winning double-digit games, winning the division. It's about getting to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. 8 seasons together, Harbaugh, only 3 victories with Lamar Jackson, never advanced past the AFC Championship game. That is going to be the measure of what Jesse Minter brings to this team. And I did have some numbers, but I know Raj wants to get up here about his defense, which we'll get to in a second. But Bills, Steelers, Browns, Cardinals, and Raiders still looking for their head coach as well, according to Adam Schefter, which we'll show in a second. But it'd be interesting to see what happens there. Like I said, I think Clint Kubiak now potentially does end up in Pittsburgh. Would not be shocked if that happens. But not to get another interview with Kubiak, not to get another interview with Shula from the Rams. I did see the comment, and I do like this. Shout out to Attitude Popo 2292. I do like the Nate Shillhouse aspect potentially as an offensive coordinator. I don't know if they're going to hire him. He is a passing game coordinator with the Rams. They would have to wait until after this weekend to talk to him. He is from that McVay tree. I do like that. But I know people are hard on Cliff Kingsbury. I know what he has done. But last year he took Jaden Daniels to the NFC Championship game as a rookie. He's taken the Cardinals to the playoffs the last time they've been in the playoffs with Kyler Murray. I mean, yeah, sometimes he may not run the ball, but he's never had Derrick Henry. He's never had Lamar Jackson. He's never had the greatest rushing attack over the last 5 to 7 years in the NFL. So that's something I'm looking at. But offensive coordinator, as I mentioned, is going to be the most important hire, just as much as hiring Jesse Minter. So we'll see what happens there as well. But there are your updated coaching hires. I know Raj wants to get in here and say what he has to say, but I wish the Ravens kind of would have just talked to Kubiak again to kind of get an idea. You know, if Minter did leave for the Browns or the Raiders, that would be stupid on his part. So you got the most coveted job, one of the most coveted jobs. You let the people come to you. But I get it. They wanted their guy. He's been their guy. He's been their guy before, and he's going to be their guy again. This time as the CEO, as the head coach. Let's see if he can do it. Yeah, Mark, that gig is a shit show. Nobody wants to coach the Browns or the Cardinals, honestly. What's up, Raj?
What's going on, Byron?
How you feeling, brother?
Not good, man. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, why did y'all do that? Why did y'all wait? Why didn't y'all wait till next week? I understand, Seattle and Clint has a game on Sunday, NFC Championship game. I get it. You have to wait till Tuesday to interview him, and a couple of other, Davis Webb and the defensive coach from the Broncos Tuesday as well. I understand that, but this is a hire for winning right now. I like Jesse Minter. Don't get me wrong, I like him, but I don't think he's the right guy for this type of team right now. I think he's a guy that you hire him, but he needs to be in a situation where it's like an up and coming, spot, like the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Like you start off fresh with him, you hire you get the right quarterback. Expectations are low, and you grind away, you build away, kind of like how we got Harbaugh the first year in 2008. You know what I'm saying? When there was no expectations, we was coming off of that 5-11 year with Brian Billick, and the team was in shambles, and we drafted Joe Flacco, you know what I'm saying, in the first round, and we didn't expect anything that year, but we went to the AFC Championship game. That's what I think, Mentor needs. I think he needs that. I don't think this is the right job for him, but I could be wrong. But I mean, we'll see. But I was just very disappointed, man. Like your best options are still on the board, and you're gonna just go with the guy that you already had in the building back in 2017 to 2020. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing, man? Do we want to win a ring or not? Your best asset is your quarterback, Lamar Jackson, and he has not gotten over the hump in the playoffs. Not always because of the defense, but because of the offense, the offensive situations, the offensive play calling. I want somebody with experience that can help him in those clutch situations to get over the hump. Now, granted, I understand that that the defense was not creating any turnovers in the playoffs and stuff like that, but you have the best asset on your team is Lamar Jackson, who's going to he turned 29 this year, but he's getting older, and we just need somebody to help him get over the hump. I don't think Minter is the guy, and that puts even more pressure on who the offensive coordinator is going to be. You know what I'm saying? We've done this dog and pony show for like the last 8 years with him. Well, let's go get Greg Roman. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Why can't we just have a coach that's going to help him, and then bring in an old defensive guy that can carry the team defensively like the Chiefs do? You know what I'm saying? Andy Reid is the guy. Andy Reid is the guy. It don't matter who the offensive coordinator is. And it's Andy Reid's system. The Chiefs are going to be good. They're going to come up. They're going to do things in the playoffs that's going to help them get over the hump and damn near get them in the Super Bowl almost every year except this year. That's what I wanted for Lamar. I wanted that for Lamar, not this crap. I mean, I just don't understand this organization, man. Like, I don't get it. Like, you get your ass whipped by the Chiefs almost every year. Get your ass whipped by the Buffalo Bills 9 times out of 10. You know what the formula is when they both whoop your ass. You need somebody to help your damn quarterback get over the damn hump. And this is not it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it, man. I'm not. Like, this is ridiculous, man. It is. And I hope Mentor does well. I hope he does do great things in Baltimore. I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope he knows what he's doing. This is a ready win team right now. This is a team that needs to be making, big moves in the offseason so we can make that jump in the playoffs and get to where we need to get to. They don't have time to F around. They done did that too many years now. So no, I'm not happy, man. When you trying to get these coaching highs, you gotta, interview everybody. That's a top candidate at least twice. Interview everybody. Don't just interview the people you like. That's ridiculous. I like Anthony Weaver's all right, but why the hell is he getting a second interview? Why the hell is Anthony Weaver getting a second interview? And your boy Joe Brady, why the hell is he getting a second interview?
I'm cool with Joe Brady. Joe Brady, you seen what he did with
You
Buffalo.
know what?
You seen what he did with LSU. I mean,
Joe Brady can be an offense. If they want to hire him as an offensive coordinator, I'm all right with that.
They're
cool
talking
with
about
that.
Dayball too. You like Dayball?
Not really, but but Joe Brady, I'm cool if he's the offensive coordinator because you know why? Because what he's done with Josh Allen is good things on the offensive side. He's done great things with him. So if they give him the job, great. But if they hire a dude like Cliff Kingsbury, Devontae knows Cliff Kingsbury. Don't get me wrong, he's not terrible, but he gets stale after the first year. Stale. We don't need stale.
Well, that's the problem. They're going to be in the same situation next year because whoever they hire is probably going to be a coach next year or try to be.
And that's my problem with them, bro. It's just
that's why I wanted an offensive guy because they can get a guy to call plays for the next 5 years.
It's just stupid, bro. Like, they're doing shit backwards, bro. Like if that was the case, you might as well just kept Harbaugh. Just kept him for one more year. If that's the case, this is the way you're gonna do this crap. Just kept Harbaugh for another year. But it is what it is, man. They hired Jesse. I'm not feeling it. I know a lot of people are feeling it. Well, not everybody's feeling it because Nitro is not feeling that at all either.
I was gonna say we said it. We said it before we went on here. We didn't talk. We all agreed. We said, hey, it's safe, it's predictable. It feels like this was a waste of everybody's time. They drug it along for all of these 16 days just to hire the guy they already knew they were going to hire. Seems like you said they didn't do their due diligence. They didn't bring Kubiak back in. They didn't bring Don Shula, grandson, back in. Chris Shula with the Rams defense. Didn't bring in Shellhouse again, the pass game coordinator with the Rams. I don't know what we're doing. Didn't even bring back. I would even bought back in Davis Webb from the Broncos for another week. If one of these teams gets to the Super Bowl, why wouldn't you want them as your next coach?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
wait.
You will never get a Ravens team that's this hot right now. You know what I'm saying? We're the number one option. The number one option. You think his ass was going to go to the Raiders? If we was like, look, we will wait another week. We will have a decision next week. If he was dumb enough to do that, then let him go to the Raiders then. We were the number one option, the number one. With one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And you don't even help him. That's who needs the most help is him. Fuck the defense, defund them, as my boy Brodney and Jose would say from Lunch Break Hot Take. Fuck the defense. They need help on the offensive end, bro. They need help on that area specifically. And this is what you do, really? It's just ridiculous, man. It really is, bro. Like I don't know what we're doing, man. I don't. You know what? In EDC, that seat is gonna get hotter. And
I was saying it's on him this year. He gotta get players, man. He can't sit there with 15 draft picks and take 7 guys in the 5th round that ain't gonna do nothing. He has to make moves to put this team over the hump. Like I said, I could see the Ravens winning 10, 11 games next year with Jesse Minter. But that's not the problem. That's not the problem. They're gonna lose in the divisional round, or they're gonna lose in the first round, or hell, who knows? They might miss the playoffs in general because I don't know what Jesse Minter's going to do when he's down double digits. I don't know what he's going to do when he has a lead with double digits. I don't know what he's going to do with 4th down when he should go for it or kick a field goal. I don't know what he's going to do in the red zone. I don't know what he's going to do on challenging plays that he should. Is he going to make the same stupid mistakes Harbaugh is going to make? Is he going to bring in somebody that's going to help him? He's never been in this position before.
No, he hasn't. And I'm like I said, I'm cool with that. That's fine. That part is fine. But it's just like we're in a win now window, and it's just like y'all playing around with the. Matt McDaniel was out there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say I want him as the head coach, but damn, I would love to have him as the offensive coordinator. Like right now, like can you like break up the contract and sign him right now as the offensive coordinator for the Ravens and not the Chargers? I mean,
I don't know why they let him leave without making him the OC.
I just don't understand, bro. I don't get what we're doing. I don't. And they want to have this buddy system over there at the castle. Fuck the buddies. The shit don't work. Okay,
well, I said it right. It's like dating the same type of girl. It's like dating the same type of a partner, man. You make the same mistake over and over. You keep going for the same person that you like, and you don't try nothing new to see what else is out there. You're gonna have the same results. Like I said, Billick won 1 in his first 5 years. Harbaugh won 1 in his first 5 years. The Steelers are rebuilding. Regardless if they win 7 or 8 games, they are rebuilding. Nobody wants to coach the fucking Browns. And the Bengals got a dead coach walking with the best quarterback, maybe one of the best quarterbacks of this generation. They can't do shit with him, and the Ravens still can't take advantage.
And I just don't. I mean, we have to give him a chance because he's the new guy. He's the new hire. Maybe he's different. Maybe he'll grow. Maybe he'll hire the right coordinators that will help him in his team, and maybe they might, make Lamar the best quarterback that he can be. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're wrong. Hopefully we are. But from the optics that we've been seeing these last 8 years with Harbaugh and the way he ran things and how EDC is pretty much still on that same, trajectory as far as this coaching hire and, these prospects and all this other crap. I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you really believe that Lamar wants Cliff Kingsbury? Do you believe that report? I'm having a hard time believing that report.
Well, I'd like to hear from Lamar. Can we hear from him?
I would love to hear from him too. I wish he would tweet about it.
Because everyone has these narratives, good, bad, indifferent, true or false. I want to hear from him. How involved were you on this hire? Did you like? I know he worked with him briefly, but were you in favor of this hire? Did you want him? If you said, okay, you guys hire him, I want to OC XYZ and Cliff Kingsbury. I don't know. I feel like you said, I feel like McDaniel was the best OC potential out there. They didn't let him. They didn't get him. Okay, cool. Now you got Jesse Minter. Okay, who's coming with him? Who's going to be on the staff? Who is he bringing in? Now, also, Raj, he's calling the defense. Now, defensively, I don't know what this team is. You saw him take Oweh from nothing to double digits. Can he do that for Mike Green? Kyle Hamilton, one of the best safeties in the league. You saw what Derwin James did. Travis Jones. Roquan, is he a Raven? Humphrey, is he a Raven? Buchanan. Do you think he can fix his? Let's just start there because I don't even care about the head coach. Can he fix his defense? That's what I want. Can he get pass rush? Can he generate pressure? Can he get off the field on third down? They were number one in points per game last year defensively. They were number one, one of the best ones in yards. They had a really good defense the past couple of years.
Our defense has been trash. Our defense has been trash. That defense has been okay. But I don't know, honestly. And he's been coaching for since 2006. With Charlie Weiss, back in Notre Dame, and he's been with the Ravens in 2017 through 2020. He went to Michigan with Jim Harbaugh, won a national championship, with Mike McDonald and them boys, and then he came, to the Chargers for 2 years, coached defense, had a good defense, helped Odafe Oweh, have resurrected his dead career after, when he was with the Ravens this past year. And I don't know, man. He wasn't even the best defensive coordinator on the list of coaches. That was Brian Flores. So I hope that he can do all these things. I hope that he can bring the passion and the schemes back to Baltimore to help us get over the hump defensively. That would be great. But from what D said in our chat, he runs the same offense as Zach Orr does. He just runs it a little bit better. So it depends on it depends on who they draft. You know what I'm saying? If the first pick is a defensive tackle or edge rusher, which it probably will be at this point since we got a defensive.
Let me say something, Raj. Let me say something. Fuck those picks. Go get a proven guy. I'm tired of sitting up here year after year and hoping and wishing and begging and pleading for a pass rusher that can go out and do something. A guy that can actually get off blocks. And year after year, we're disappointed as Ravens fans. Oh, Mike Green's going to do that. Oh, me with Oweh. Oh, look at this person, that person. Unfortunately, Matty BK, we don't know if he's ever going to play again. But outside of that, they need to go get a guy. Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson. If you don't want to give up draft picks, go sign Trey Hendrickson. Go get Lamar's contract done in the next couple of weeks and go sign Trey Hendrickson. Go get, go re-sign Draymond Jones or something. Go get Chase Young. I don't know. Do something if you don't want to give up those picks, it's a lot of guys you can go pay and make work. I don't want to hear you don't have money. You can make it work. Why do the Rams make it work? Why do the Eagles make it work? Why do the Chiefs make it work?
Because they're willing to do anything to win. And we're not. We're safe, as we have a safe head coach that we just picked up. But I agree with you. We need to do something, that's That's not the norm. We need to go out there and find some splash players to help the squad. You run the same defense as Mike McDonald run. They help make that defense. Okay. I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. They run the same exact defense. And I mean, and that's cool. I'm glad that he runs the same defense as Mike McDonald. But if anything, they should have made Mike McDonald the damn head coach 2 years ago. We wouldn't even be in this situation right now. we'd be in the playoffs right now, probably in the AFC Championship game right now. If we would have just listened to me when I said, hey, they need to fire his ass or put him up top somewhere and then make Mike McDonald the head coach. But we didn't just pretty much then did the lateral move and did the same thing with the second option, which is Jesse Mensah. But I don't know, Byron. I feel really nervous now going forward for real with the way they just did this. Like I just hope they don't, go out there and get, some players that are hurt in the draft, you know what I'm saying, that can't help us in the first year like they did with the offensive guard, the third round pick and your boy David Ojabo and Voorhees, I think 2 years ago when he was hurt.
He did coach Ojabo in Michigan, but Ojabo needs to go. He needs to go. I mean, they need to revamp their whole defense. Honestly, if you're not Kyle Hamilton, Mike Green, Travis Jones, I mean, they re-signed Jenkins. I mean, I'm cool with getting rid of Roquan if they want to get rid of him and save some money at this point. I'm honestly cool with it. I'm honestly at this point, if you're that guy on defense, you can revamp this defense and redo it. Let the offensive guy do the offensive thing. If it's Cliff Kingsbury, whomever, I have faith in Lamar. Lamar can overcome bullshit. We've seen it before. So I'm not worried about Lamar. Lamar just has to do it in the playoffs. Yes, he needs some assistance. Yes, he needs maybe more playmakers around him, potentially, offensive line. But I want to see him remake this defense.
Actually get open and catch.
That too. They need another receiver. I agree. They need that's why at 14, they may draft a receiver. They might. I don't know what they're going to do. But they need to stop pussyfooting and get Lamar's contract done. Hey, Bashotti told you, get your ass up here on my plane, you can use it. Let's get this contract done. You got your coach. Let's get your OC. You sign this contract. Let's move some of this money around, get rid of some of the dead weight. It may hurt some fans, some names you may not like. And let's get this guy in here. Let's get younger. And let's get the pieces we need. I mean, I want to see him remake this defense.
And they need to get rid of Andrews. I know they just resigned him, but they need to find a way to get him out of here. Like, I love Andrews. Don't get me wrong. I wanted him this last year to see if he could redeem himself. He's gotten worse. He doesn't do anything for this team. He's not going to do anything going forward. It don't matter who the offensive coordinator is. Get rid of him. Sign Likely back. You need him. You need guys like that on your squad that can get open and catch the football in crunch situations. Andrews ain't that. All right. That's not helping this. That's not helping the squad right now. So get him up out of here. Get another wide receiver. If you have to trade Bateman to do it, oh well. He ain't doing nothing either. He doesn't demand the football. He's a pretty boy. He runs routes very well, which is great, but you need some dogs on this damn offense as well, man. Not just the defense, but some dogs on this offense. You need 2 guards at least. You need to re-sign Linderbaum. You know what I'm saying? And
he gone. He'll be with Harbaugh. I think he's gone.
Who's who? Linderbaum?
I think Linderbaum's going to New York with Harbaugh.
So that means we need 3. We just pretty much need to rebuild the entire offensive line then. At this point. They need 2 guards.
I think Kubiak's going. And I told you. And I told you in the chat where I think Kubiak's going before anybody else. I already told you I think so.
You going to Steelers, but you told me.
Yeah.
Or the Buffalo Bills. One of the 2. Either the Steelers or Buffalo Bills.
That too. I forgot about the Bills. You're right. He could go to the Bills. You're right. He could go to the Bills.
I just feel like we shitted the bed on this one, man. I really do. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope Jesse Mensah is the best coach that was out there. You know what I'm saying? That didn't really get a look like that. And maybe they know what they're doing, but they just I think they panicked, bro. They really did. They saw these people leaving or going back to their other teams like Brian Flores and Mike McDaniel getting picked up by the Chargers, and they was like, look, we got Jesse in the building right now. We really like Jesse. And we're going to interview Jesse for like the 8 hours. We're going to get Lamar on the phone, and we'll bring him back the next day if he doesn't decide to go to Cleveland. Or they bring him back today, and they're like, you know what, Jesse? Since we love you so much and we believe in you, and we've seen you for the last 4 years in 2017 to 2020, and you already know the ways of Baltimore, so we don't have to teach you anything because you've been here and you've done that. We're going to make you the head coach because we like you. You know what I'm saying? So it's It's ridiculous, bro. Like
Because
you
we
got
know, look, we know you and we're familiar with you. You won't ruffle too many feathers.
right. You're yeah, right. You don't ruffle too many feathers. You know everybody on the squad. EDC loves you. So we've known you forever. So we're gonna make you the head coach anyway. Even though we should wait for Kubiak and other guys that are actually, in the AFC and the NFC championship games, but it is what it is, man. Rumor is Lamar like mentor though. I am pretty sure. I mean, he knows him. He should like him. He knows him. Like they're familiar with each other. They've been around each other. His first MVP year was around mentor, so of course he should like him. But I'm talking about as the head coach though. I don't know. Frostbite. I'm not. I don't know, man. I don't know. Kingsbury as the OC. I ain't feeling that, man. I am not feeling that. Not at all. I hope I'm wrong, man. I hope they know what they're doing when they get to this draft and they get Lamar's contract done. I hope they know what they're doing, because if this shit go left and we have another losing season, I don't think EDC gonna make it past this year. If that's the case, I don't think he gets another year. I think that seat.
And if he fails, he should.
That seat right now is on fire. That seat right now is on fire, bro. And if he don't get it done in the draft and free agency, and we wasting another year of Lamar's prime, and you know what I'm saying, and who else? Not just Lamar, but what's our the best defensive player on our team? Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton.
If we wasting both of their times, man, it's gonna be some problems, bro, in Baltimore, man. But I ain't feel like I said I wasn't feeling it today. It kind of really pissed me off when I got that text message from Cravante. I'm just like, you gotta be shitting me. You gotta be shitting me, man. Like, you couldn't wait to Tuesday. You couldn't wait.
But like you said, you couldn't wait till next week. If you were going to hire him, you couldn't wait till next week. That's all I'm saying.
Can't have nice things here, bro. Can't have nice things. But it's just funny though, man. Like a certain portion of Ravens Nation is cool with it. They're like, all right, I like Jesse. I'm gonna give Jesse a chance, and the other ones are like, be real, man. We ain't going nowhere.
It's a safe hire, and safe doesn't mean bad. But like you said, it's like having another Harbaugh in the room, because he's going to go about it the same way. He's learned from them. That's all he really knows over the past few years, especially. I mean, I will give him this. All his players that have come out to talk about how great he is, Tony Jefferson, Eric Weddle, former players who we know are dogs, who play with the Ravens, saying this guy has that Mike McDonald and really get this team where they need to be. I am going to, like you said, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going to hold on to that. If the players like him, cool. Like you said, Lamar clearly likes him. The defense, most of the people here didn't really play with him, so it is what it is. But the players coach thing, I do like.
Marlon Humphrey did.
Yeah, that's it. And honestly, he shouldn't be on this team either no more. But that's another.
No, he should be. He definitely should be gone. Him and Roquan, they both should be out of here. Yes. But yeah, we're gonna give him a chance. We're gonna give him a chance. Hopefully, we're wrong. Hopefully, he is a great head coach. He knows what he's doing. He gets the respect of the players. He gets the players to play for him. You know what I'm saying? He learns on the job as it gets a little harder. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he gets some help from his coordinators. Hopefully, that's the case. And hopefully he does the same thing, Harbaugh did his first year. You know what I'm saying? Take us to the AFC Championship game. Maybe get us over the hump. That would get, that would, put you on top in Baltimore, right then and there. Hopefully he can do something like that. But
he's gonna have a shot. The AFC is wide open again. He's gonna have a shot.
Yeah, we're gonna have to worry about them damn Chiefs though. They'll be back.
As I said, he's gonna have to earn it. He's gonna have to earn it. We'll see, man. We'll see. Like I said, I can see him winning 10, 11 games and getting to the playoffs, but it ain't about getting to the playoffs. It's about what you do in the playoffs.
Right. And we way past that now. Like, this is not 22-year-old Lamar back in 2019 when he was a young pup and, eyes wide open. Oh, I got my first MVP. This is not that.
Yes.
No. No, we've
Well,
been
maybe
there, done that.
maybe Clint doesn't coach this year. Maybe he just stays because he's like, well, none of these teams have a quarterback, so I'm good. Maybe he just stays.
Or maybe he wins a Super Bowl and he stays.
And then maybe next year he goes to, I don't know, another team that can use him. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, he beefs up his resume a little bit and goes to whoever has the highest job. But
yes,
I don't know. I don't know. But I appreciate everybody in the chat though. I mean, god damn.
Yeah, definitely appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all comment, vote on the poll. You can super chat us, show some love, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. We do this all the time, man. We cover the Ravens front back all over. Like I said, we don't think he's going to fail because we think the team is just good enough to overcome that. Lamar Jackson, like I said, 86 wins in 3 years.
He's not going to fail at all.
Right.
He definitely
they're not going to let him fail. They're not going to let him fail.
Right.
The question is the playoffs.
EDC ain't going to let him fail. He's like, please don't fail because my ass is on fire.
But I do agree. His seat needs to be hot. The pressure needs to be on EDC. What he does in the draft, getting some of these contracts right, getting us out of cap hell every year, actually getting some people that are proven to get after the quarterback, get some offensive linemen, whatever you got to do, bring in some from the UFL. You got to bring in some guys that are undrafted. You got to do what you got to do. You got 11 picks, maneuver. The Eagles do it. Like you said, the Chiefs do it. Teams do it when they need to. And if Bashadi's willing to win like he says he is, use that to your advantage. Go ask for some more money to spend. Go do what needs to be done to get this roster where we know it can be, winning championships. Not just one, multiple, because they have the talent and they have the quarterback.
I will say this. A one-way Jesse can win me over is if he's very transparent. If he's transparent after every loss or after every win, after the tough questions where he's not ducking and dodging, giving you ridiculous answers like our previous head coach used to do, I'll be okay with that. I'll be cool with that. I'm not saying he has to throw anybody under the bus or he has to call out anybody in the media or nothing like that. But if he's transparent enough and he's like, look, this is what we need to do, and then he goes out there and he does it, that's all I ask. I want transparency. But that's what we really need on this team is transparency. We don't need the fun and games. We don't need the BS calls or whatever. The chants. What was the hardball chant? Who has it better? Who has it better
than us? Nobody.
Nobody. No, I don't need all that. I don't need all that foolishness. I just need transparency, and I need to know what this team is doing. As far as how they're getting better, or how we're going to change some stuff if your stuff is not going right. I need that because we didn't have any of that. You know what I'm saying? And Harbaugh got too damn comfortable after so many years of being here. He just didn't care to be transparent. He said, "I'm just going to give you whatever I want to give you, and you're going to take it and you're going to like it, and we're going to go out there and win football games." But nah, this ain't the case anymore, man. So if Jesse is transparent from day one, and he has the team rolling from day one, he got my attention. He has my attention. But like I said, this is a new process for us. We have not been in this situation since 08. So I hope Steve got it right. Since Steve was the final decision maker, you know what I'm saying? He said he was the boss that was going to make the decision. I hope that he made the right one. All that flapping of your gums that you did last week, sticking, puffing out your chest. I hope you got it right, Steve, because if you didn't, this is going on you as well. Not just EDC, but you as well. So I hope you got I hope you did the right thing and your due diligence. And I hope EDC and Lamar and whoever else was interviewing Jesse got you to feel comfortable with making your decision as our head coach, our fourth head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. What are you looking at over there?
I want to play. Oh yeah, I want to play this Travis Kelce video real quick, and then we can get out of here. Almost one. Okay. Tomorrow's Friday. We have work tomorrow. Some of us, even though Snowmageddon's on the way. You ready for that?
Some of us have work tomorrow.
Oh yes.
To be honest, that dude. I mean, he has got shit figured out.
Yeah, he's killing it. I mean, I was talking to Pat, and there was one time in the game where it was a big third down, I think, and he put together a blitz that we had not seen before on tape, and got us pretty good there. But yeah, shout out to Jesse. He's absolutely killing it. Coach Menor, couldn't be more proud to say that I was once your scout team quarterback, and to be.
Now I do know he plays a lot of zone, does a lot of zone blitzes and that type of stuff. Likes to disguise coverage. I mean, he did whoop Jalen Hurts' ass. Remember that terrible game they had this year?
Mhm.
The Eagles. I think the
Yeah.
Jaguars. They beat them too. So they I mean they beat, they hung with the Patriots. They didn't really get blown out. So I mean, like I said, defense. I want to see the defense improve. That's the key. Get after the quarterback and not give up a lot of points, or yards, because they gave up a lot of open miscommunications. Guys running open down the field, rushing 2 or 3 players on third down, or Mike Green dropping into coverage. Like stuff like that has to stop. Like let's stop the stupid stuff. Let's get fundamentally sound.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think we'll do that. I think Jesse will have us, maybe top 10 defense next year, depending on who they pick up and who they, draft. I think they'll fix that instantly. You know what I'm saying? I think that the stuff you've seen the last 2 years of, people getting beat over the top and, coverage being, lackadaisical, not getting no pressure. Zones, not zoning. People getting beat on man. They got beat all kinds of ways these last couple of years. There's no way that you can't get any better than that. Being 32nd on defense is not the way to go, especially if you're the Baltimore Ravens. So I think they'll definitely fix that part of the team. It's just like I said before, man. Like I'm not worried about none of that. Just worried about the playoffs. I'm worried about people who's going to call the plays. But when there's a crunch situation and Lamar has the ball in his hands, and you're not running the football, you know what I'm saying? I don't want that to go on again, So that I'm just hoping whoever they have as the OC can help my boy get over the hump. I already know Lamar's not going to make too many mistakes in the postseason. He's giving you this last couple of years outside of this shit. He's giving you great performances. Like, look, he can take us all the way if he can do that job. So that's all I want to know is who's going to bring in here on offense, the offensive line, the offensive coordinator, another couple of wide receivers maybe, and maybe some tight ends. Who's going to help us get over the hump? That's what I want to know.
I agree. Chris isn't very happy, but we'll see. Like I said, I still think he's going to win games, just like we said about the playoffs. That's all that matters. So we'll see.
I ain't gonna go that way. I ain't gonna go that hard, Chris. I ain't gonna say he's the worst pick ever. Yeah. I ain't gonna go that far. I say, Chris, give him a chance. Just wait and hold up.
And honestly, this year wasn't like last year with coaches. Okay, we didn't have Ben Johnson. We don't have Liam Cohen. We don't have Mike Vrabel out there. Okay, all right, we don't have that.
I wish we would have did it last year. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ben Johnson with the Ravens. Oh my lord. Oh, that would have been amazing. But we didn't get that. So this is what we got. And the funny thing is, this is the first defensive coordinator ever to be our head coach.
Yeah. I mean, it will be nice to have a coach that actually has a play sheet, calling plays, making adjustments, maybe actually talking to people on the sideline, getting in their ass if they're not doing right. Things like that.
I mean, that would be nice to see too. Hopefully they have a stupid look on his face, and just when things are going south, he's just like this.
And he actually, tells his OC maybe during the game to run the ball.
Yes, he actually yells at his OC and like, look, we need to do this now. Stop playing. Instead of freezing on the sideline and letting shit just happen as the other team comes back and takes the lead, magically.
Like Raj and I said, though, we don't think the team's going to suck. We think they're going to be competitive, but it's all about what they do in the playoffs. And like we said, who knows? Jesse could have a hardball-like trajectory where he goes to the playoffs his first couple of years and makes a solid run. So he has Lamar. Lamar gives us a chance.
He has
Lamar
the best quarterback in football. Please do not fuck this up. That's
one of the best running backs. And one of the best running backs.
Quarterback in football. Please do not fuck this up.
And one of the best running backs. And one of the best receivers.
Yes. Please don't fuck this.
And the best safety. Oh man, we'll see what happens.
Please do not fuck this up.
Yes, we'll talk about it more as more comes out. I'm sure the offensive coordinator, the rest of his staff, I'm sure he'll have a press conference. We'll get into all of that. Raj, any final thoughts for the people? Let them know what they need to do as we get ready to get out of here, as it's now Friday before snow begins.
Please, if you're new to the Flex Zone podcast, hit the like and subscribe button. We appreciate everybody being in the chat, all 50 of you. You know, from X to YouTube. If you're on X, come over to YouTube. Subscribe to the Flex Zone podcast on YouTube. Give you sports how you want it when you need it. We do Ravens content. I want to have some wrestling content come out. I ain't do none of that today because I was flabbergasted. I was to see that the Ravens actually got a coach. So I'm gonna get a lot of the wrestling content out tomorrow. But we do wrestling content, Ravens, Commanders, Maryland football, basketball. We do all that. So come on over, hit the like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment in the chat, especially about this especially about this mental hire from the Ravens, and let us know what you think, man. Sound off of who you think should be our offensive coordinator and our defensive coordinator going forward. And we'll be back tomorrow because we got SmackDown, so we'll be back on live for that. And I have a lot of videos out for you guys for wrestling. So yes, hit the like and subscribe button and check us out a little bit more. We appreciate everybody in the chat.
Appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate you, Raj, Chris, Anthony. Got our boy Frostbite. We got User. We got Mark. We got Attitude Paul. Ashley was in the building. Shout out to Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. I didn't say what's up to you already.
I was roaming the chats, man. I was in Nitro's chat because Nitro went live. Then I went to Lunch Break Hot Take. I was with them live a little bit, talking to them. And then I saw boy Ryan from the Flock Rundown was in his chat, and the 410 boys was on as well. And then Bobby was on by himself, and then he was on with the collective talking about it. That's why I was saying I was getting a lot of people's opinions, and I just want to know what everybody thought. And most everybody was a little iffy, you know what I'm saying? They're like, they don't hate it, they don't really love it, but they'll give it a shot. So yeah, it's gonna be an iffy thing until Thursday, bro. Until he speaks next Thursday at the press conference, and we'll get to hear what his plans are for this team. And like I said, if he comes correct, if he comes on point, and he ain't bullshitting around, I can get behind that. But if he's giving us that coach speak where he's just talking in code and lollygagging around like Harbaugh used to do, it's gonna be a problem, bro. But his first impression will be his best impression. So come correct.
Yeah, shout out to everybody doing content. That's what I said. Best for last here on the Flex Zone. We took in all the information. We, gathered our thoughts. Raj is here. We're here. And we're going to keep giving you the sports how you want it, Raj.
When you need it.
Hold on the poll, hit the like button, hit the bell, subscribe, watching on X, come on over to YouTube. We out of here, y'all. Happy Friday. We'll see you today. We got wrestling content. We got Saturday Night's Main Event. We got Royal Rumble. We got SmackDown. We got the flagship podcast. We got Raw. We got Commanders. We got Ravens. We got Orioles. Working on the Orioles video soon. They need to stop dragging their feet too. We'll get to that. But we'll see what happens there. For Raj, everybody in the chat, thank y'all for watching. Have a great day. We out of here. Peace. Jesse Minter, your new coach of the Baltimore Ravens, will be talking about it here on the Flex Zone podcast. Good night, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Good night.